Hello everybody, welcome to our live stream. I am Doris and I work as a marketing senior specialist at Tallinn University. Today I'm going to tell you about Tallinn University overall, and then we're going to focus on Communication Management Master's Program and International Relations Master's Program. First of all, where is Tallinn University located? We are located in Estonia. Estonia is a really small country in Europe. Our neighboring countries are Latvia, Russia, and across the bay, Finland. As I said, we are a really small country, so our area is only a bit more than 45,000 square kilometers. The capital of Estonia is Tallinn, so Tallinn University is located in the capital. The population is 1.3 million people, and the currency we use here is euro. We are the member of EU, Schengen area, and NATO. The language we speak here is Estonian, but no worries, English is also widely spoken here, as well as Russian. What we're really proud of is that we are an e-society. Basically everything can be done online here. We have Wi-Fi access almost everywhere, and of course what we're really proud of is that Skype software was developed by Estonian engineers. Few facts about Tallinn University. Tallinn University was established in 2005. Actually, the history of the university dates back, but in 2005, different units that were in Tallinn were merged into one and named as Tallinn University. We have about 7,600 students studying on bachelor's, master's and doctoral level. Among around 900 are for international students. This 900 makes up of the degree students who study here and exchange students as well. We have about 850 full-time employees here and a bit more than 350 partner universities, which means when you come and study here at Tallinn University and would like to study a semester or a year abroad, you have a variety of universities to choose from. And at the moment we have 8 academic units. 6 of them are located here in Tallinn and 2 of them are regional colleges a bit outside of Tallinn. Our university has a leading role in promoting and developing the intelligent lifestyle here in Estonia. And as a result, we have directed our resources into 5 broad focus fields, which are educational innovation, cultural competences, society and open governance, digital and media culture, and healthy and sustainable lifestyle. Tallinn University is the 3rd biggest public university in Estonia. Our main strengths lie in humanities and social sciences. What's interesting about our university is that we have here the longest traditions of teacher training, yet one of the most modern film and media schools in the Baltics. Actually, at the moment, we're located in the film and media school in television studio. We believe in individual approach to students, in innovation and interdisciplinarity. I believe that today our facilities include everything a student needs. We have here modern classrooms, computer classes, leisure areas. We even have here our own gym and a cinema hall where the students can go and watch films for free. Now a bit about one of our schools, the School of Digital Technologies. The School of Digital Technologies is an academic unit of Tallinn University, and it conducts studies on 3 levels, in bachelor's, master's and doctoral. And continuing education and research, development and creative activities are in following study areas: digital learning ecosystems, information sciences, human-computer interaction, mathematics and didactics of mathematics, and applied informatics. Now I will give the floor to my colleague, David, who will tell you more about the Human-Computer Interaction Master's Program.
Hi, my name is David. Thank you for the introduction, Doris. And I'm going to talk about a bit our masters in human-computer interaction. So what is it all about? I will not go so much into the details of the field itself. I will focus more about what we want to achieve with our masters. Basically, we want to enable you to shape our future. Yes, not just your future, but our collective future. Human-computer interaction is a field of the future. As you know, technology is everywhere, and understanding our relations with this technology is something that is paramount nowadays. We emphasize technology for the benefit of people. That's how we put it in our program. If you take a careful look to the description of our curriculum online, you will see that we touch many different topics. In this diagram, I try to highlight some of the main topics, such as psychology, anthropology, and of course computer science and design. Engineering is also present, a little bit of semiotics, but we don't touch so much ergonomics, language, or sociology. However, you will find a rich combination of all these topics when you come and study with us. We try to combine computational thinking and design thinking, so we focus on developing your abstraction skills, your decomposition skills, your algorithm skills, your pattern recognition skills, while at the same time fostering this iterative approach that characterizes design thinking, leading you from defining your problems, ideation and brainstorming activities to clarify it, modeling, prototyping, and then later testing, evaluating your solutions, and of course publishing and producing your outcomes. So our program tries to combine these two, not just design thinking, not just computational thinking, but two convergent approaches to problem solving in life. In our program, we also try to mix research and practice. That's what we try to illustrate with this picture. We are heavily research-based. Most of our faculty are either researchers or senior researchers at the university, but we do also have a component of business-related studies and courses in the program, and everything that we do tries to have a foot on real life and a foot in the lab. Our master's is composed of 4 major blocks: foundations, an integrated project, a specialization module, and then of course the master thesis. It's not a monolithic program as you find in many countries. It's actually a very flexible project, a very flexible program, and you can find in it different ways to personalize the program to fit your own understanding of your needs and your future goals. There's a normalization module in the beginning that allows those that are not trained as computer specialists or IT specialists or designers to come into our program. There's a practice module that allows you to make a connection to industry if you are actually not working, which the majority of our students actually do. They work in IT companies in Estonia. There's a huge bunch of electives that allow you to kind of shape the curriculum to fit your profile. There's a number of electives that can be taken inside the university and elsewhere in Estonia and in Europe. And of course, there's studies abroad that can be used as either a way to achieve some of the credits that you need to graduate from our program, or as an opportunity to find some internship elsewhere. And finally, there is the master thesis. I will guide you through the process of the program now, block by block. So when you join us, first we start with the foundation. So the first semester is basically a semester where we guide you through a huge amount of literature. Really, you will read a lot. If anything, our students are very well read. We'll get to know main conferences, main publication venues, main authors, main schools, because not everybody approaches problems in the same way. So we'll be quite well informed about our field from the very beginning. And at the same time, you'll be offered already the opportunity to take some electives, so to try out some different flavors of our program and to join some of the harmonization courses, so that you can level up in aspects of your training that are not so much at par as what they should be when joining our program. Later on, when you go on to the second semester, then when you move on to the second semester, then we go for our integrated project, where you basically will have the opportunity to put most of the things that we discussed in the first semester in practice, tackling real-life projects. They can be projects brought in by our industry partners. They can be projects that are related with ongoing research at university. They can also be projects that are proposed by the tutors or the instructors that are associated with the integrated project. Together with it, you will have the opportunity also again connect with industries through the practice module, and to again shape the curriculum with some electives. During the integrated project, we will approach the 4 components of human-computer interaction as a whole. We will devote strong attention to how we develop, deploy artifacts. We will devote strong attention into understanding our target users, our audiences, our beneficiaries. We will put strong attention also into developing our understanding of the purpose of the things that we are working on, and we will emphasize also evaluation, because without evaluation then everything else is kind of pointless. So through the integrated project you will have an opportunity to articulate everything that you've been discussing before and to see how it all goes on in practice. When this is done, then we move on to the specialization semester, which is basically where we bring in strong input from our ongoing research activities, and you can combine it with 3 electives. So basically taking yoga classes if you want to, or more meaningful classes like deep computational skills or development for Arduino or other platforms if you want to, or you can even take some studies abroad to complement your previous studies. When we talk about specialization, basically we are talking about 2 kinds of, we take it from 2 perspectives. The main one is embodied interactions or embodied cognition, where we feel that through our body we get a thorough understanding of what's happening in the world. So this is our main theoretical foundation. So that's what we bring in this specialization model. And the other perspective is the perspective of distributed cognition, when we look at how we tend to offload our mental stresses on our surrounding world as well. This cartoon is from a publication on how the body shapes the way we think, and it kind of illustrates how we approach human-computer interaction in our program. The specialization module itself is called is named shaping experiences. And then finally, when we are done with this, then we move on to the master thesis, where we take an applied and basic research combination. So we don't go for fully applied, we don't go for fully basic research. We combine both. So that's how we encourage our students to go. And for your master thesis, you will get dual supervision. So no student in this program is supervised by just one sole supervisor. You always get 2 supervisors, exactly because we want to combine basic and research. So there is always one supervisor that is very, very strong in research, especially in the research paradigm that you'll be working on in your thesis. And then there is another supervisor that is well known or knowledgeable on the application field of your topic. As an example, I can pinpoint some of the titles of ongoing master theses, like interaction aesthetics or tangible interfaces for music making or distributed music making, new media art, eye tracking and user experience, trust and engagement, wearables and well-being, user modeling and adaptation strategies, flow, gameplay and electroencephalograms, where we look how people actually perceive things from the inside of their minds. So it's quite as you can see, most topics are at the same time quite research related, but they are also well grounded in real life. So they make the connection between what we do in the lab and what people can use then in their day-to-day basis. And we do it based on 2 main labs. Our user experience lab, this is a very brand new lab being set up this year, and our interaction design lab that has been set up already for 5 years so far. And attached to it, then there are other labs in the school, like the software lab, the hardware lab, and the games and virtual reality lab that will be further explained later, that also provide grounds for us to develop our work. I will talk a little bit more about this, so what you can find in these 2 labs. They work in tandem, and in these labs you will find basic stuff like paper and pen and paper prototyping tools, but you will find also electronic prototyping tools like the Arduinos and the fidgets. You will find in these labs also basic stuff like the game consoles and the tablets, but more advanced stuff like smartwatches and virtual reality headsets. You'll find also eye tracking devices. You'll find the very recently acquired eye tracking glasses. You will find a full set of new log sensors that allow you to measure anything in your body, basically. And you will find very accurate empathic wristbands that are much more sensitive than the regular stuff that is provided by the smartwatches to measure your bloodstream, blood flow, pressure, temperature, etc. in an altruistic way. You will find even more advanced stuff like the Muse headbands or the emotive setting, but you will find also the Nautilus set of sensors to get a deep understanding of what is happening inside your brain. And we use all of it. We use all of it not just to measure and to test out stuff, to run experiments, but actually we use all of it as input and output devices for the artifacts that we create. So it's quite a rich environment, I would say. So yes, with this, we propose that you come and help us shape our collective future. I hope that you'll be interested enough to go and check the information available online and to check our curriculum. And to become eventually one of these successful professionals. These are just titles of the jobs that alumni have acquired over time, like business analyst, chief experience officer, experience manager, and so on and so on. You can go through them later if you want to. These are not written here by ourselves to tell you what you can become. These are written here by our alumni themselves when they reply to questionnaires 1 year into the job, 2 years into the job, 3 years into the job after coming through our master's year at Tallinn University. We have an employment rate of 100%. Actually, most of our students, even foreign students, they are employed by local IT industry after the first semester. So it's I would say that in terms of employability, through this master, we'll have you will be able to satisfy basically your needs if you wish to follow such kind of career. If not, if your willingness is to move forward and to study for a doctoral degree, then you can also do so with us here in the School of Digital Technologies, or you can do it elsewhere in the world. And that's it from my side. So please feel free to ask questions now online if you want to, or later go through our information available online, both the description of the curriculum and the detailed contents of each and every module. Feel free to contact us also through the email address provided in these pages. Glad to provide you answers whenever you want. And of course, the logistics. 2 years program, 120 credits, studies in English. The cost set for this year is 1,250 euros per semester. Admissions are screened, of course, and they are based on the digital portfolio with a sample of representative work from your side, not necessarily graphic design. So this is not what I know that many of you are thinking about it right now. We just want to see what you've been doing in the past. A motivation letter that includes a statement of research intentions. So based on what you know about our program, what would you like to investigate when the time comes for you to work on your master thesis, and also an admission interview, right? So this is what we take into consideration when going for the screening. Not so much the grades, not so much where you've studied, not so much where you come from, but actually what were you able to do so far that is relevant for our program, what motivates you, what would it be that you would like to further study ahead, and basically how do we match each other in terms of expectations when we meet for the interview. Interviews are conducted face-to-face if you are in Estonia or nearby, and they are conducted over Skype as well. And that's it. Apply. I will now give the floor to Martin, and he will introduce the Masters in Digital Learning Games.
So, hello from Digital Learning Games. And what is Digital Learning Games? Of course, for our case, Digital Learning Games, this is our master's curriculum, 2 years international master's curriculum. International means that the study language is in English. And also in our case, the study fee for 1 semester is 1,250 euros. But if we dig into details, then I would like to explain what does it mean, educational and digital game. So what happens if we start combining games with education? So the outcome can be game-based learning, that is using any kind of games for teaching kids or adults. Or this is something that is called gamification, that is using game elements for engagement and motivation. And it's also making serious games or learning games. That is something why we are really interested in combining games and education. Also from other side, if you think about what kind of competences you need in order to make games, then games are about putting together art, the graphics, the technology, psychology, pedagogy, and user interaction. So how to make engaging and nice games that can educate you, and also why not how to sell them, how to find customers and users who are interested in this kind of games. So luckily here in Tallinn University we have all the knowledge that is needed in order to put together nice games or learning games. For example, we have a School of Digital Technologies where we are teaching programming. We have a Baltic Film and Media School where we teach art and animation. We have a School of Educational Sciences where we teach pedagogy, and of course also School of Natural Sciences where we teach psychology. So actually this curriculum is a nice combination of all those efforts that we have had here in Tallinn University. So this curriculum is provided to you in a collaboration between those 4 institutes. So our objective is to bring together people with different backgrounds like pedagogy, art, psychology, technology, and form small heterogeneous teams in order to make games, in order to learn from each other, and also to have fun. So here in this curriculum we are mostly focused on teaching you how to design games, how to design the logic behind of the game, and also we are supporting your education by introducing the technological part, mainly interaction design of games, and then you can also have a chance to focus on psychology and pedagogy of games. So first you learn how to design games, and then you can choose between more technical approach or pedagogical approach. And finally you will have several options where you can test your ideas and where you can apply your knowledge in smaller and bigger game projects. So the main idea is to learn and also to design games to work in collaboration. So most of the courses are designed like workshops. So we are forming bigger or smaller teams and heterogeneous teams in this sense that we try to involve at least one programmer, one artist, one teacher in the same team, but also other resources and competencies who might be needed in order to put together learning games. We design and develop those games as a project work. We also collaborate with other schools. We involve other teachers, other students, other clients. And finally, also your master thesis can be based on some of your previous projects. So you will learn how to design games, you are making games, and then you are evaluating them, how good your games are. So here, for example, you can see a group of students playing some games, but actually it's not only playing game or games. This is kind of prototype testing session, and actually in this case this was the final exam. So it is most likely that for getting the grades or for results you have to play games. You have to play games that are created by your fellow students. And we also have a virtual game reality lab for supporting your studies here. So devices that we can offer to you are, for example, Oculus Rift, Vive, Samsung Gear, GoPro cameras, and Motion Leap sensors. So this equipment you can use for testing existing games, but also for implementing your own projects. For example, here you can see how one well-known game, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, was used as a tool for developing team working skills. So yeah, one of the players is disassembling the bomb, and the rest of the group has to read a massive manual in order to find out what this player in this virtual environment has to do. We are also providing similar courses that are actually from this digital learning games master's curriculum as a short experience during the Tallinn summer school. For example, one of the courses that we offer is about designing serious games, not necessarily only learning games, but any kind of serious games. Or if you are not interested in making games, or instead of creating holistic games, maybe you are interested in using some game elements that is called gamification. So we also have a parallel course later in the same summer school about gamification workshop. And in this way, you don't have to gamify only education, but also maybe sales or business or marketing or whatever is in your mind. When you have finished this study here, then you can assume that you will become a game designer, or let's say serious game designer, or why not also interaction designer or instructional designer who can use learning games as learning tools, or who can decide and design those learning games to make learning more engaging and interesting. And if this is your purpose in life, then please join with us. And now I will give the floor and word for Doris again. Thank you for your attention.
So now about the admission requirements as well. The deadlines. First of all, the deadline for non-EU students has passed, but still applicants from Turkey, Russia, Ukraine and Georgia can apply. The deadline is 1st of June. For EU EEA citizens, the deadline is 1st of July. What you need to do first is to apply online at estonia.dreamapply.com and submit all the required documents online. Then you need to submit the first part of the admission exam. You can see what are the exact admission exams from our webpage under the description of the program. Then you need to pay the application fee, which is 80 euros. Some of the countries have also country-specific requirements, so go and please check them at tlu.ee/country-specific. In case you are not able to submit your educational documents by the requested deadlines that I mentioned previously, please contact our admission specialists at admissions@tlu.ee and something can be figured out for sure. After that, you need to prove your English proficiency. You need to have English at least on B2 level in order to study at Tallinn University. You can prove English with well-known tests as IELTS or TOEFL or PTA, for example. Still, there are exceptions. For EU EEA students, the exceptions are made for the applicants who have previously completed the studies fully in English, and attested proof from your previous educational institution is needed as well. For non-EU EEA citizens, exceptions are made for the applicants who have completed previous level of education fully in English in the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, or EU EEA countries. Once again, attested proof is needed. Then you need to wait for the initial feedback from our admission specialists. If everything is okay, you will be contacted regarding the date and time of the interview. And as previously mentioned as well, for the interview there is no need to come to Estonia, it can be done via Skype. If everything is okay and you have passed the program specific admission requirements, you are asked to send your application cover and educational documents by post. For master's studies, you are asked to send a copy of your bachelor's degree certificate and transcript of records. Please keep in mind that if the translations are not in English, they should be. And both copies and translations must be attested by a notary. If everything is okay, your documents are okay, you passed the exams, you will be informed by the positive decision via online system. So keep on your eye our DreamApply system. About moving here. For non-EU EEA citizens, you have to have a temporary residence permit for study. About the process, you will be advised by our admission specialists. Non-EU EA citizens have to obtain the right of temporary residence, and you must register yourself as a citizen of Tallinn within 3 months. If you would like to know more about the process of moving to Estonia, please go to politsei.ee/en and you can find more info there. Your studies start in the first week of September, but for the international students, the last week of August is also very important because then it's the orientation week. During the orientation week, you get all the necessary information about studying here at Tallinn University. Few words about the student life here as well. We have here our own student union. Under there are different clubs. For example, International Club that organizes events for international students, ESN for exchange students, culture clubs, sports clubs, photo club, cultural collectives like the symphony orchestra, choirs, and so on. About accommodation here. Tallinn University has its own dormitory. It's just around the corner of the main campus. The photos you see here are done from the Tallinn University dormitory. There are double rooms for the price of 150 euros. There's also G4S dormitory. There are double and single rooms for the price of 205.60 euros and 411.20 euros. Deco dormitory, also double and single rooms for the price of 150 and 300 euros. Of course, you always have the possibility to rent an apartment with your course mates, with your friends, and like in every city, the prices vary a lot. If you would like to see more photos of the dormitories or get more information about the accommodation, visit tlu.ee/housing. Our students say that they can handle approximately with 300 up to 500 euros per month. That does not include the accommodation. Here are just few examples. The student meals 3 up to 7 euros. The public transportation is free of charge for the residents of Tallinn. Theatre tickets 12 to 18, and so on. A lot of our applicants ask if they can work during the studies. The answer is yes. It's possible to do work, but it cannot interfere your studies. You still need to complete the requested credit points. But after graduation, you can stay in Estonia for 6 months to look for a job. If you want some career counseling, you can always turn to Tallinn University Career and Counseling Center. In case you need more information about working here, please visit workinestonia.com. Additionally, we have Tallinn Summer and Winter School, about which you heard here before as well. The summer school is in July, winter school in January. Usually a lot of the participants are from foreign countries. The courses last for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and there are different courses, language courses, IT courses, creative courses, and so on. Actually, the registration for Tallinn Summer School is still open. So when you go to summerschool.tlu.ee, you can find a course that you like and register. If you're interested to come here during the winter time, please go to winterschool.tlu.ee and find the course that you like. Our main campus. We are located right in the heart of the city. All the buildings have Latin names that represent certain values to the university. The newest additions to the campus are Astra Building and Nova Building. At the moment, we are located in Nova Building. If you would like to already go and have a look around at the university, you can go to virtualtour.tlu.ee and look around. In case you have any questions to our students and alumni about the studies in Estonia, about living in Tallinn and Tallinn University, feel free to turn to our ambassadors at tlu.ee/ambassadors. Our international programs have a contact person there, and you can write to them. They're more than happy to answer. Last but not least, follow us in social media to keep up with our latest doings. You can find us in Facebook when you type in Tallinn University. Meanwhile, if you have any questions regarding the admission, feel free to write to our admission specialists. Their email is admissions@tlu.ee. Thank you for participating, and hopefully we will see you in September.